radio from Rebecca's Pandora.
So Terrell, better late than never today. I spent the morning cleaning up my computer while I was working because my computer basically had the main hard drive, which was only 500 gigs, had 10 gigs left on it. So it was probably, and then I was trying to figure out why I was so laggy yesterday, and I basically just reinstalled the software. Everything seems to be working now. So I thought I'd get some paint on these girls today, but I don't think it's going to happen. I keep finding bubbles. So this is the third round of spot putty I've done. I don't know if I'm just being overly critical, but so I'm just doing the last, after this round of spot putty and spot primer, I'm just going to call it. It is what it is. Nope, I wasn't streaming this morning. I'm so bad these days about archiving all my files. Back when I was freelance photography, a freelance photographer full time or a photographer full time, I would back up my files at the end of each day. So basically between all the photos of all my models and everything, and I back things up in triplicate, so it takes forever. Uh, 26 terabyte hard. Okay. Yeah, I've got. Man, I actually need to spend. I've got a drawer behind me full of hard drives. Like I probably have 15 hard drives behind me of old images. I need to go through them. I probably need to throw them away. It's all old stuff that I'll never look at again, like old photo jobs. I think I have a 5 terabyte external hard drive, which I bought years ago. I don't really use it that much anymore. I actually need to see if there's anything on it. It's worth keeping. Bubbles. This is weird for a Filmy's kit. I usually don't have this many bubbles that pop up. So I'm doing like priming, force drying. Problem is I don't have like a... Yeah, I'm still working on prep. I keep finding bubbles. At least on my computer finally cleaned up to the point where I can use it. At some point it's got to say that, you know, it is what it is on these parts. But I keep finding little bubbles, and it's really frustrating because I usually don't have this many on Mark's kits, but for some reason they're... So I'm going to stream till about 3:45, 4 o'clock when I have to go get home from school. And then, unfortunately, I won't get any paint on these today. I thought I would, but it's not going to happen. Yeah, so Alexa, pause. So Alexa, pause. So I've got 3 hard drives in my computer. I've got the main hard drive, which is only 500 gigs, and I've got 2 additional 1 terabyte solid state drives. And the main hard drive only had like less than 10 gigs of room on it. So I went through, archived all my model stuff, all the pictures I have. The problem is I've got like all these applications. I went through and I got rid of a lot of apps, but I've got like 180, 200 gigs worth of apps. And I need them all, unfortunately. So they take up a lot of space on the main drive, you know. So I got it cleaned up, and I got to where I've got about 220 gigs of empty space now. So hopefully it'll run pretty smooth. But yeah, as far as like upgrading my computer, I mean, I don't know if I need to upgrade it. My wife wouldn't let me get a new computer anyway, because I would want to spend, you know, $2,500. This machine was $1,500 5 years ago. My mom actually got it for me after I got laid off from Penny's, because when I was at Penny's full time, I just used their computer. And then when I got laid off, they go, "Oh man, I don't have a computer." My mom's like, "Well, let me get you a computer." So she's like, you know, you can spend like to $1,500, and so at the time, this was, for the price, this was like the best machine I could get that would do what I needed it to do, mostly for 3D printing and stuff. So I'm running into issues with being able to run the 3D printing software and stuff. So I'm going through and I'm spot putting and doing a little bit more primer, and then so that's good now. That part's good. Aurora still needs quite a bit of work because I had to put her neck. I had to blend in a workstation. What do you mean, like is a work? I don't know what that is. Is that just is that a brand? I don't know. I'm so like out of the computer. You know, I used to be an Apple guy. You know, I always had Pro Max and Pro Books and all that stuff, and then man, I just I haven't bought an Apple. Personally, I've not bought an Apple in over 10 years. I don't like, and it was becoming an issue more and more with Apple, that every time they put out a new machine, they changed all the ports, which was it's fucking frustrating. And I get it, because they want you to buy all the damn cords and shit. It's a money-making scheme. But it's frustrating, man. You have like all this stuff that plugs in, and then, oh, I bought a new machine. Oh, now I can't plug any of it in. I gotta go buy $400 worth of cords now. So I can plug all my shit in. It's so frustrating. So I just, you know, and I was a PC guy for years and years and years. Personally, I was a PC guy just because of the price point. But one night I was working on a photo job years and years ago. It was like in the middle of the night, like 2 a.m. I was trying to meet a deadline, and God damn these fucking bubbles. And my computer got a virus. And as I'm working on these files, these image files, things are literally disappearing in front of my eyes. I'm like, what the like I'll be working on something and it'd be gone. So I don't know. I got a virus of some sort, and I was on the phone with Norton antivirus, or whatever, for hours trying to figure out what's going on. And finally, we got the bleeding to stop. I got rid of the virus, and I was able to. But I lost a job that I was working on. I had to call the client back, say, hey, we need to reshoot. I got a virus. They were not happy about it. So the next day I went out and bought a Mac, because Macs are, people don't write viruses for Macs. So I went out and bought a Mac. And I got a really good deal on one, actually. This was back in the day when they had the G5 tower with the water cool tower. I got it when Circuit City was in the process of going out of business. And I got a really good deal, because normally that machine back in the day, God, it was like the totally decked out tower, G5, water cooled, dual processor, whatever it was. It was maxed out. It was the highest end machine that Apple had at the time. And I think new, it was like a $4,000 or $5,000 machine. It was crazy expensive back in the day. But they had a floor model. They're just trying to get rid of it. I think it was like less than $2,000. I think I got it for like $1,700, brand new. It's like, yeah, I'll take it. So I walked out of the store with the fully loaded G5 Apple, and that was like my first personally owned Apple machine. And I really liked it. It was a great machine. And actually, when I sold it several years later and actually made money on it. I had a buddy, another photographer friend of mine, who used to work at Apple, and as a side gig, he would just refurbish old machines and soup them up and stuff. So I think I sold it to him for like $3,000. So. Yeah, so you need all that computing power for video. So yeah, so I haven't bought an Apple in forever. I'm just gonna keep putting putty on these little spots until they get filled in. This is really frustrating. I don't know if it's because I sanded. I think what happens is sometimes when you sand on resin, you'll sand. Cause I like to sand everything. You'll actually reveal bubbles that are just underneath the surface. So that may have been what happened here. I'm just using the spot putty, airball putty. kind of force drying it. I actually broke out my ultrasonic cleaner to wash these parts because some of them are so small, like too small for me to like scrub with a brush. So I actually have it set up over here now to the side. I'm just gonna keep it up here with some soapy water in it, and as I do prep work on stuff, I can throw it in there and I can turn it on for 10 minutes and really give all the parts a good bath. Okay, I'm gonna call that part as good as it's gonna get. All these little spots of putty or as I keep seeing bubbles. And after I cleaned up my computer, I was still really laggy before I came on. I was like, what the heck's going on here? So I just basically uninstalled all the software and reinstalled it. And I also switched out the cord for this camera because I thought maybe the cord was, because this camera that I stream with, it gets abused. It's like it gets a heavy use. I mean, it gets dusty, it gets paint overspray on it. It's amazing it still works. So it's right, in the middle of everything. That part as good as it's going to get. I have not. Oh, I did get something in the mail today I'm really excited about. I've been expecting to get these for another week or two. I got my dry brushing set from Artist Opus. So I bought, this was not cheap. Between this and this, I think I spent $130, which is more than I ever spent on brushes. But I got the 5 brush set. I may buy individually. You can get one more size up from this. I may buy that individually. It's like a $20 or $30 brush. But I've been wanting to get these for a very long time, and I finally bit the bullet, or and got it. So you got a little sponge here. You put just a tiny bit of water here so you can dampen your. You never really use a dry brush to dry. You want just the tiniest bit of water on there. That'll give you a really soft. But these are super nice. These brushes are really soft. So we have 5 different sizes, and then you get a little brush soap to wash them. But I'm excited about these little brushes. To get into little tight areas. So I'm really excited about trying these out. And I also got one of their texture pads, and I don't know what this it looks like. It's just made out of wood. So instead of using a paper towel or a towel, this is where you can clean your brush off, and you can actually, it's texture, so you can see what your dry brushing is doing before you apply it. So, and this doesn't get washed. This just gets dirty and dirtier and dirtier. You just eventually have to replace it. But so I'm kind of excited about that because I haven't bought like really good brushes since the last time I bought my Series 7 brushes, which I absolutely destroyed like after 1 or 2 uses. So. So I splurged and got myself some good dry brushes. So instead of washing these again in the ultrasonic cleaner, I'm just brushing off the dust with the paintbrush here. So I don't want to go through the whole process of washing and drying them again, because that takes. I put them in the ultrasonic cleaner just with some soapy water for 15 minutes, and then I dry them, and then you blow them off. And so it's actually a good day to do the computer stuff, because I was able to just kind of work on all this stuff as I was cleaning my hard drives up. So it wasn't like I was out of commission for working. I just couldn't stream. So you see all the little spots of red. That's where all the bubbles I found initially. You just have to remember, I look at this stuff with a 5x optimizer on, so it's, I think this is a 5x. What is this? Should say on there. Thought it, actually need to clean my lenses, they're really dirty. There we go. Amazing what happens if you clean your lenses. Oh, there we go. Yeah. I'm gonna see even more shit now. Yeah, so I primed everything earlier last night, and then this morning I got up. And everything got sanded, because everything gets a sanding after the first round of primer. That just lets me see any areas, especially on, again, girl kits. We want some buttery smooth skin, so everything gets sanded and then gets sanded and then primed again. And then if you're lucky, that's all you got to do. But not so lucky this time around. Things kept popping up. So Daphne is all this is all ready to go. Just put on a second little coat of primer on her, so she's all smooth, looking really good. Nothing sticking out. Aurora's the one that's going to need some more work. I'm like on her chin and stuff, where I had to blend in the neckline. Hopefully I can get all the skin tones done tomorrow on all three of these because these all have quite a bit of masking to do. So even though these things are small, there's a lot of masking to do, especially on these suits. Because like Stella does like two-tone, depending on how you do it, with black piping. Daphne, her suit's two-tone. Aurora. So. Alright, I'm gonna call this as good as it's gonna get for now. I'm not seeing anything that's just sticking out to my naked eye, so we'll call that done. This putty, if you put it on super thin, and you can do a light sanding after about 10 minutes. Sometimes I can actually just put it on and wipe off the excess and not have to do any sanding, depending on what I'm doing. Go. Pretty good bubbling in here. Stella, good. This one's going to need some more work. So it's basically up underneath the chin here, where I had to try to blend in the head to the neck. It's really hard to get up in there and sand. So I think everything else looks pretty good. My seam work here looks good on the arms. There's a bowl right there on that arm I just saw. Alright, so I might go up under there. So let's see that a little bit more, and then get the putty up underneath the neck one more time. Seeing it a little bit so I know the putty's gonna stick well. And there's like one area you just can't get to, like way up under here. You won't be able to see it unless you stick it, unless you put the sticker upside down and put a magnifying glass on. You won't be able to see it, but you just can't get to it. You can't putty up in there. You physically can't reach that area. So if you're there, if you want to do your, saw your comment on my Gundam post last night. I snapped together a Gundam this past weekend and last night. I've been buying a couple of Gundam kits here and there, just so I can. I mean, I have some in my stash, but they're mostly resin kits. So like a plastic kit, I can sit at night while I'm watching TV and just kind of snap it together, and if I want to paint it, I can paint it later. But I'm supposed to do. Tony's got a Sazabi in my stash, the same one I did last year. So he reached out to me after I posted photos of one I did back in 2013. It was 12 years ago. I did the first Sazabi, and I posted like as a memory. And Tony, oh, can we do that? Like, can we do that one? I was like, yeah, I can get that kit again. So Tony's now kind of gotten the Gundams a little bit. I'm gonna sand her down again because I'm seeing some pretty good sanding scratches in her hair. She may need another bath. They're really deep. They use on. So if you wanted to get that Sazabi going, Tony, let me know, because if you want to break it up, because I know it's crazy expensive. If you want to break it up like we do, the prep work and then take a break for a while on it and then we paint it later, we can do that. Because I just gotta, when I do that project, it takes up my entire workspace. Like I don't have room to do that in figures. Like I couldn't like take a break. So like if we want to prep it and I can put it away for a while and then we bring it back out to paint it, we can do that, or we can just do it all in one shot, you know. I'm supposed to do another Gundam for this. The guy I did the Sazabi for last year. He reached out. He's like, he wants to do another project. So Joseph, super cool dude. A very serious collector. His collection is crazy good. Oh man, these fucking bubbles. Am I still alive? No one's responding to me, so I'm assuming I'm dead. I don't know. No, still alive. No one's talking back to me, so just assume my stream stopped. There's a lot of freaking bubbles in this piece. I like using this spot putty. It takes a little bit longer because you gotta wait for it to air dry. But it sands really, really smooth, and I'll even use it sometimes. I'll like start painting, and I'll say, "Oh shit, I missed something." I can just put a little spot putty on it, and sometimes I'll just paint right over it. I don't even prime it. But these kits have more bubbles in them than I'm used to from Mark. So I'm not sure what happened in the casting. Okay. Big old tummy growl. I haven't eaten today. Yeah, this is the spot where I can not sand. Get it out. Oh, I got spot putty in my mouth. Gross. Did not taste good. Yeah, this stuff is good. It's just, it's soda dry. It's air dry, so. So like back when I used to work on cars, I would use this like when if I start to paint or in the very final stages of something. You could actually mix it with a little lacquer thinner, very small amount just to thin it down, and then you can like if you've got some heavy sanding scratches from body work or whatever, and then you can just use a little squeege or a little spreader and wipe it on really quick, and it'll dry like almost instantaneously. I only did that like if I was like I said, if I started to paint and I noticed something, it's like, well, it's too late to stop and do all sorts of body work, but it was a kind of a quick way to. Okay, so once I get that, I'm gonna sand her down again because I'm seeing some heavy sanding scratches. I'm not sure why, but see, all up under here is where I gotta get. It's just hard to sand in there, so I gotta let that dry. That's got quite a bit on there actually. It'll probably take 20-30 minutes to dry. But I think everything else is good now. Let's try and do one more check. I'm just going to look at it with my naked eye. I'm not going to look at it with my optivisor. Okay, those are good. I know these are good. I checked those earlier. Okay, that's good. I got them on some film behind me in my staging area. This looks good. This was all riddled with bubbles this morning. This whole backside, all around this whole thing was full of bubbles. I had to go back and scribe some of these lines earlier because they weren't very deep. Okay, that's looking good. Nothing is sticking out. This whole edge was full of bubbles earlier. Tiny bubble right there, but you won't see that because it's going to go up against her body, so I'm not worried about it. That's good. My tummy's growling. It's telling me to eat something. I haven't taken a break today. Okay, the orb looks good. Looks good. Okay. That looks good. All right. We finally got it. I went ahead and glued on this piece of hair right here, just so it's one piece. Okay, that's looking good. Things sticking out. Alrighty. So just a matter of waiting for that to dry. I'm going to clean up all this mess while we're waiting for that putty to dry, and I can keep that a super fine sanding sponge. Take Monday off, I think, because it's Labor Day, Memorial Day, whatever holiday it is. Kids are out of school, and I just got my jet ski back from the shop and after 1,300 hours worth of work on. I want to see if has made a difference because it had not had oil change or spark plugs done in several years, and they need to be done. So I'm gonna see if those getting kind of laggy. Kind of like my computer. It's about time I need to clean up my work area. So I gave my whole work room a really good deep clean back in June because I had tons of people over for my birthday. I wanted to have it presentable, and now it's a complete wreck again. Just it's dusty, overspray everywhere. I really need to do that like once a month, once every 2 months at least. But I get lazy. Amazing how much shit I get out when I'm doing this. The amount of stuff. I really thought I'd be able to start putting paint on today. Need it again. Hopefully I won't. Let's see. New cutting mat. This one is all warped to hell. I don't know why I have a cutting mat on my workspace. I should just take it off and just use my worktop because I can just clean it black right there and like I do anyway. This laminate countertop from IKEA. Okay, so I got everything kind of basically cleaned up. Some of the sports drive is cutty a little bit. Any scratches in here. Guess I hit this with some pretty aggressive sandpaper there, was it? So really, what I really love to do is so there's a Gundam model that I've owned 3 times. It's a 1/35 XS. It's massive. It's like when it's finished, it's 3.5 feet, 4 feet tall. It's like 2,000 pieces. And when I bought it the first few times, I actually got a good price on it. It was around $2,000. And I had that kit 3 times, and I sold it 3 times. And now I'm kicking myself because I'd really, really love to build that thing someday. And now if you can find one, they're crazy, like way more than $2,000. I'd love to have someone hire me to build it and put it. I want to build it and then deliver it to someone. I don't know where to put it in the house, but the last one I owned the last one I owned, I had someone contact me to actually build it for him, and he commissioned me to do it. And I think at that time, I think I quoted him. I think I quoted him like $8,000 to build and paint it, something like that. Because it would take, I think it would take about, to do it right, I think it would take about 1,000 hours. I think it would take 6 months to do it. Maybe I could get it done in less time, but I don't know. I don't know if I can get it done in less than 6 months. So I need someone with deep pocketbooks to hire me to do that one for him. Yeah, that was one I did last year. I'm doing that same one for Tony. I've had it in my possession now for 3 years now, 3 or 4 years. He bought it. We bought one, and then we just haven't pulled the trigger on it yet. So that the one you saw on Tested is for a guy named Joseph, who's a friend of mine, turned client, and he reached out to me a couple weeks ago about, hey, let's do another project. He wants it done for Wonderfest next year, so we got to start planning it now, because depending on which one we do, because we want to have a base made again. I'll hire Richard Flanagan to build another base like he did for the Sazabis, because Tony has that same base. Tony had me had one made at the same time, so Richard made 2 of them at the same time. So, and it was like, his price was really, really inexpensive for what it was. It was like, I think it was like $500 for that base, shipped DHL. So he shipped it, and I had it like in I think I had it in 24 hours. It was crazy. Are we getting close to what? Being done? Hopefully. This is the last. She's the last one I gotta get the putty work finished up on. Sand this neck area down. Throw some primer on it, and then hopefully it's good. Then tomorrow I'll start painting. Yeah, so that kit, that Sazabi, was originally produced by a company called Neograde out of Korea. The sculptor's name is Pia, and it's a resin kit. It's not a 3D print, so this is way before. I bought my kit originally in 2010 or 11 was when that kit was released. So other companies did the same kit. The one that Tony has is by a company called SMS. They basically took that kit and kind of redesigned some of it a little bit, but it's the same kit. But the guy who made that got out of making kits because of recasting. So, and then he went on to make some really killer large scale pieces. He made he did a 1/48 Sazabi. The Gundam. You want to do we can do the Gundam. It's up to you, man. I was saying, if you want to do that, we can break it up a little bit. We can do like all the prep work, and then I can put it away, and then we can paint, because you know how long it takes. So it's up to you. But when I start that project, it takes up my entire work area. Like I'll have 2 or 3 tables set up next to me for different stages of prep and cleaning and all this. It dominates. There's just no. So like when I do that, I have to kind of commit to my work area just being taken over by it. I do have to. I had a guy contact me yesterday. He sent me a Hulk kit back in March, and I told him I'd get it done mid-August. And he reached out to me. He's like, "Hey, just somebody mail me my Hulk back because you're too busy." He's like, "No, I'll get to it." So I just got sick, so I got like 2 weeks behind just from being sick. and it's a kit I'd really like to do. And he wants it painted gray. I've never done a gray Hulk. So anyway, once I'm done with these 3 for Tony, then I've got to do another one. I'm going to fit in a female kit for another client, and then I got to do the Hulk. So Tony, after these 3, I need to put you on hold for a little bit so I can do some other stuff. Some people are chomping at the bit. Just let me know when you want to pull the trigger on the Gundam. No, I don't print that much anymore. I have 3D printers, but that's like a whole nother job, to be honest. You know, it's like all the file prep, and so most of the prints, I'd say all the prints except for maybe 1 or 2 that's people have ordered off eBay. Bon Norden has been printing and sending them to me. He's got a group called Nice X Collectibles, and they're it's like the Moon Knight I did for Tony. Him and Tony are working. That's kind of like one of their projects. So Tony had it sculpted. Bon's doing their printing, and then if someone buys a kit, you know, they each get part of the pie. But I can print, so like build up your statue account. No, so take a break. Yeah. So I have that Natalia here that you bought that we had planned on doing after these girls. I can get her done in a week. But there's a few little things I got to do on the kit itself. Like I want to switch out some of the magnets that are kind of weak. God, I just can't get in there. I don't know why this was cut here, because for printing purposes you could have printed this. When I printed these, I printed them up, you know, this was towards the build plate and supports are on the back side. I don't know, you could have done this as one piece, I think. What do you mean? You lost me, guys. I'll just donate on my sick time. Okay, I'm going to throw some primer on this and we'll see how this looks. Hopefully this will pass muster. Yeah, so I have the headstands back here. That's kind of like on my thing. So when I do the headstands, I'll do those other cherry blossoms. I pulled them out of the storage last time I was there because I was going to do them with the headstands. So we gotta go. Well, like a week of just small stuff for you. See how that looks. Okay, I think that neckline will work. Unless night and day compared to where it was 15 minutes ago. Okay. Did you get the hair for Toad? Or are they sending it to you? So I'll see if I can, hopefully I can splice in pieces to fix all that. That's my goal. Yeah, you didn't have any luck finding the pieces in the box, huh? Because they got to be in there somewhere. Because all that was intact when I sent it to you, obviously. I bet they got stuck in the foam somewhere. Because those are all those little tiny strands. Okay, it's shipping. So I'll have to do some surgery on the hair. But I think it's going to be a lot easier than repainting all the damn heads. I really don't want to do that. Alrighty, well, I'm going to sign off because I think this is all good to go. So I didn't stream a lot today, obviously, but got a little bit. But I had to go get my son from school, and then we'll look over everything one more time tonight and make sure there's nothing else that just sticks out. And if there is, I'll fix it tonight, and then we'll start painting tomorrow for sure. You found three. Okay. So send me those too. Send me all the pieces. Send me the pieces you found. You're missing 3 pieces. Okay. Well, that's not too bad. Missing 3, but you found 3. All right, that's good. So we're only missing half of them. So send me the pieces you found, and hopefully I can glue them together and they'll survive the trip back. All right, everyone. We'll catch you tomorrow. Start painting these guys tomorrow. Thanks for hanging out.